I've said this before, you know this. Questions and comments, yours, fuel the 208. We try to answer as many as we can as we wrap up a week, but sometimes there are a few leftovers, like today. So let's start with this one. Rick asked, property tax relief. How much relief is each household in Ada County going to get with the proposed legislation? My guess is that it'll be under $100 per household and maybe nothing due to the yearly increases. Well, Rick, how does nothing sound to you? At this point, you might take a cool 100, but unfortunately, the only property tax relief bill to make it to the governor's desk with this session was just vetoed by the governor today. House Bill 292. Not a simple bill, said Governor Little, calling it a hodgepodge of policy items intermingled with property tax relief. It was a 20-page bill, and it included things about moving property tax relief money into public defense fund. Transportation funding was also talked about. It was messing with sales tax stuff, local and online. It would also get rid of school, levy, and bond elections in March. So it did a lot of stuff, but just not enough for just property tax relief. Governor wants a simple bill, he says, and last check, the Senate was trying to craft one. And about an hour and a half ago, they took House Bill 198 and they amended it. Okay, so this bill, House Bill 198, this one right here, it passed the House originally 68-0 and dealt with income, sales tax debt, and interest. Now it has nothing to do with that. They took what they think the governor didn't want in 292, which he vetoed, and he crammed it, they all crammed it in this one, taking it from 3 pages here to 16 pages here. It says here at the top, take page 1, scratch off the beginning here. We don't need any of this right there, get rid of that, and then just insert the rest of this instead of pages 2 and 3. That's called amending a bill, apparently. Several senators stood up complaining they didn't have time to digest all 16 pages. Understand it, they didn't like it, but they would be reluctantly voting yes, and it passed 32-3. So what's in it? We're not sure either. We just got it ourselves. But property tax relief is still alive at the State House. So there you go. Sticking with the legislature, something a bit more on the favorable side of the gentleman on the second floor. Roger and Emmett asked, what has happened to our teachers' pay raises? Well, so far, so good. 2 weeks ago, JFAC approved a $3.3 billion budget for Idaho Public Schools. It's the biggest expenditure in the state, and it includes $145 million for teacher pay raises. This is all part of Governor Little's plan to push Idaho new teacher pay into the top 10 in the country. That would mean first-year teachers would get $47,477 a year to start. And across the state, the budget would put nearly $6,400 per teacher into the salary schedule. So yes, teacher pay raises are coming for fiscal year 2024, depending on approval from the Senate. Those budgets have already passed the House. And again, we'll see what the Senate has to say about it. Jim from Meridian said, love your program, appreciate all the updates on the bills going through the legislature. Sure, can you give your viewers information on where they can find how their district's representatives voted on these bills? Yes, Jim, we can. But as with pretty much anything with our legislature, it's kind of simple, but also kind of not.
It starts at legislature.idaho.gov. There, you'll see a tic-tac-toe type of screen. Put your X or click on the upper left square titled Legislative Sessions. That will take you to a page of all things that have to do with the first session of the 67th Legislature, which is a fancy way to say the 2023 session. See the Bill Center bullet point at the top? Click on that. What follows is a complete list of every bill printed this session by number. 371 on the House side, 212 on the Senate side, even though they start in the thousands, which I know can be confusing, but it's supposed to keep it less so. It helps to know the number of the bill if you want to learn more about it. But let's look at the first one from the House side. House Bill 1, Post-Election Audits Requirements. What is House Bill 1? There you can read the full text and all of its legalese. Or you can check out the Cliff Notes version, the Statement of Purpose, which also includes the fiscal note, or how much it would cost the state to implement should that bill become a law. There you can also see the bill's sponsor. Okay, now go back to the main page of House Bill 1. There, a simple scroll down will show you how it started in the State Affairs Committee and how it's going, passing nearly unanimously in both the House and in the Senate. You can also see who voted how by name. At the bottom, you can see House Bill 1 was then signed into law by Governor Brad Little on February 21st, 2023.
That was kind of simple, I guess. So hopefully that helps, Jim. All right, finally for today, Mike asked, Oregon is not requiring people to wear masks in medical facilities effective April 3rd. Haven't heard you say anything about that. Well, yes. Well, Mike is right. Both Oregon and Washington announced they're ending their medical mask mandates on April 3rd. Oregon Health Authority made the announcement earlier this month after beginning that mandate in August of 2021. OHA said they are dropping their mandate because 3 respiratory conditions causing hospital surges are finally down. They said the mask mandate lift applies to workers, patients, and visitors. This also applies, or if this does apply to Idaho, we wanted to know, we asked, do we even have one? We never really had a mask mandate per se across the state, but technically, yes, school districts, cities created mask mandates kind of at the local level in the heat of the pandemic. Most of those ended in March of last year or even earlier. Private companies, though, like Idaho's medical facilities, they make their own rules. So some private businesses kept their mask mandates in place longer than March of 2022. So we reached out to 2 of Idaho's largest medical providers in the state, that'd be St. Luke's and St. Alphonsus, about their medical mask mandates. They said they both still require masks in all of their healthcare settings where healthcare is being administered or patients are present. St. Luke said with the health and safety of our staff and patients as top priorities, they regularly review and update its policies, procedures, including those that are directed to reduce the spread of COVID-19 and other viral infections, not just COVID. Their visitor policy was updated March 8th of this year. Presently, we continue to require masking in our patient care areas. St. Alphonsus, currently all St. Alphonsus clinics and hospitals do require masks. And they have recently seen major improvements in the data, including in the Oregon counties where their facilities are also located. They're hopeful this trend continues and they will adjust masking policies when possible. So for now, no medical mask mandate lift is there for Idaho's medical facilities.